great way to turn your Moodle course into a real interactive learning community is to use forums, forum discussions. And basically, forum discussions are a way for students to have an asynchronous conversation with one another based on a prompt that you as the teacher give. So I'm in the sandbox class, I'm logged in as a teacher, and I'm going to turn on editing. There's turning on editing. And let's go to this learning all about animals section, and I'm going to add an activity or resource. Now, a forum discussion, because it's interactive, they've called it an activity as opposed to a resource, which is just kind of static learning, or it's like static resources for students to consume. So I'm going to click on forum, and you'll see there's a lot of words. That's because forums are really robust, and there's a lot of great things that you could do with them. So let's, a discussion about dogs in your life. Okay, and so let's pretend we've been reading a short story about dogs, and now you want your students to talk about that short story. Okay, and so you got to give a title, give some sort of description. In this case, dogs were really important animals in this story. In fact, both the protagonist and antagonist were dogs. Share an example of how dogs are important to you or someone you know, then respond to at least 2 other posts in the forum. So you've given the students a prompt, and you can either choose to have that displayed on the course page or not. The description, the title is going to show up on the course page. And then right here, you choose what kind of forum discussion you want. And there's 5 different kinds of forum discussions, and they each serve a purpose. The ones I use a lot of is each person posts one discussion, and a forum, a standard forum for general use. These are the 2 that I use the most often. And in this case, the way I'm thinking about it, I'm going to choose each person posts one discussion. And basically what that means, they're going to read this prompt, and then they're going to post a discussion talking about a dog in their life or in somebody else's life. And then the students are going to respond to that. So that's kind of what's going to happen there. Each student, now, if you can't remember what these things mean, you can click on this question mark, and it gives you a brief description of each of the forum types. And we're doing this one right here. Oopsies. We're doing this one right here. Each person posts one discussion. Each student can post exactly one new discussion topic, which everyone then replies to. All right. Now, there's other kinds of settings that we can choose, but right now I'm just going to leave them all as default. And let's save and return to the course. And there it is right there. So if I get out of editing mode, learning about animals, I can click on it. And boom, that's what it's going to look like. Now, as I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, that's kind of boring. It's just a lot of words, right? So I'm going to go back and spruce it up a little bit. So I'm going to turn on editing, and I'm going to edit my forum discussion. And let's drag in a picture of a dog right there. Boom, there's my dog, and I'm going to click on it. I'm going to give it a description. I'm going to say dog sitting on the grass. And I'm doing this for my visually impaired students because I want them to be included in this experience here. And then I'm going to go down to my size, and I'm going to make it a little smaller because I don't need it quite so big. And I'm going to make it aligned to the left. Wha-bam. And now there it is. Now it kind of looks pretty, doesn't it? All right, and then I'm going to go back and save and return to the course. And then when I click it, now it looks more friendly. Now, what is this going to look like from a kid's point of view? So I'm going to log in to Safari. You'll notice I'm up here logged in as a fake student. I'm in the sandbox class. And I'm going to click here, learning all about animals. And there's my forum discussion as a student. And there it is. I can click on add a new discussion topic, and I could talk about my dog, Eddie. And then this is where the student I have a dog named Eddie, comma, he is, period. He is blah, 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 blah. And that can be our prompt right here. Boom, 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 boom. And I can be writing. All right. And there it is, done. And then if I want as the student, and really you as the teacher can really kind of create a culture of this, let's make this forum discussion kind of fun. So I'm going to add in my own image. Here's a picture of Eddie. So I'm going to include my description of the image for my visually impaired students. I'm going to, let's make it a smaller thing, and let's align it to the right. There it is. I'm going to click save. Now students have about 30 minutes to make any edits that they want, but after that 30 minutes, it's now locked in stone. Now you'll also notice, because I, as the fake student, posted a discussion, I'm not able to post any other new conversations, right? This new discussion. What I am, however, able to do as the student is I'm able to reply to other students who have posted. So I'm going to get all 30 of my students showing up on this list right here, all 30 students. And then I, as fake student A, can click and read any of my colleague, my fellow students' posts, and I can respond to it. And then I'm back here as a teacher, because you can see it says Dwayne Habecker. I'm the teacher again. And if I refresh, I can see that fake student A has posted his comment. I can click on it and read it. I can, down here, I can reply to it if I wish. I can also edit it. So as the teacher, I'm able to edit these. So if the fake student had included something personal like a phone number or somebody else's email address, or heaven forbid, some poor choice of language, I can always edit it later, or I can even delete it in an extreme case. But really, more likely than not, I'm just going to reply. And I'm going to put, wow, Eddie sounds great. And I'm going to post that to the forum discussion. And now you can start to see that a conversation is beginning to take place. And that is, and it shows one reply. Now, if I could go back as a student and refresh the screen, I, as the student, can see that, oh my goodness, look at this. I'm fake student A. Oh, somebody has replied to my comment, my post, and I can read, and we can now engage in a conversation. All right, and that is a forum discussion. There's a lot of things that you can edit. Let's go here and edit a lot of the settings that you can do. You can include requirements for a number of words. You can allow for subscription, and basically that means kids will automatically receive an email update if they subscribe. If they subscribe to the forum, they'll get an email update anytime somebody replies to their post. At some point, if you want to turn off the discussion, you can turn it off after a week or 2 weeks. You can also turn it off manually if you choose. And then you can also allow for grades. And we're going to talk about grades in another video. But that is, and I'm going to save and return, and that is a forum discussion. A great way to create community in your online class.